Hello everybody, welcome to the Chensor Dynasty. This is the AskJCHENSOR portion of my streams. For those of you on Twitch, welcome back. For those of you on YouTube, thank you for tuning in and watching here and listening to me ramble about all sorts of things. I do want to give a little bit of a message to both of you, both audiences here, and also on Spotify as well. If you guys want to listen to all this stuff on Spotify, it is on Spotify as well at tinyurl.com/UCTV Spotify, so that you can also subscribe over there and listen to me ramble on about things over there as well. Today is January 20th, and this will probably be the last or one of the last streams on this channel for the month. For tomorrow, I am traveling. I'm going out of country. I'm going to be heading to Japan for, I gotta wonder what I'm heading to Japan for. But I'm going to be out in Japan for a little over a week. And when I come back home, I still have a few vacation things to do. Best friend's going to be in town. We're going to hang out a little bit and stuff like that. So the streams might not resume until a little bit back in February. But in February, I do plan to do a lot of things. The first attack episode is coming very soon. Karaoke stream is coming very soon. Going to continue my beginner lobbies and things like that. I'm going to have all sorts of cool little streams for you guys. Some people have told me they even want to see me stream Ring Fit Adventure. I don't know if you actually want to see me stream Ring Fit Adventure, but I did discover that Ring Fit Adventure is an excellent portable workout game. It's very easy to bring the ring with you and travel with you and play on a hotel TV, because lag doesn't even matter on that game at all whatsoever. It just completely doesn't affect it. So you can play it at a hotel TV. So I actually played Ring Fit Adventure at Frosty Faustings a little bit, and it was actually kind of cool. Yes, King 999 first attack. King 9999 first attack is finally coming back. I'm starting over again, kind of from scratch. Gonna do a lot of the old topics that I've done before. Trying to teach people on how to get back into fighting games and everything like that. But I have a lot of plans. February is going to be a great year. If you guys want to support me and help me keep going with that, subscriptions, donations, bits. Sorry I keep asking for all those things, but that's kind of part of my job as a streamer here and everything like that. But we are here at the AskJCHENSOR portion, where people ask me questions and do all sorts of crazy things like that. If you guys want to ask me a question, I'll probably do a first attack with Grand Blue when it comes out, for sure. But if you guys, you can also support me via Patreon here, patreon.com/jchensor. But, and again, for those of you who are supporting me on Patreon, I do apologize. I have not been doing anything wonderful with Patreon at all. But at some point in time, I'm going to probably just turn Patreon into my editor funding bill, basically. So whatever you support me on Patreon, that's the money I can give to editors who can help me edit things like my first attack episodes, who can actually watch through it, cut out the little fluff on when I'm on Twitter. I'm like, watch, this is how it works. Oh shoot, let me try again. Oh wait, hang on, let me make sure. Like, you can have an editor cut out those things like that and condense it to be a lot more quick and watchable that way. Then my Patreon will probably just be a pure editor fee, so that I can give money to the editor for doing an amazing job. So if you guys want to help me support paying an editor to do these kind of things, that's kind of the goal that I'm planning to do. So, and yeah, I know a lot of people have done this, have told me this, that they don't care about the Patreon goals, that they just want to support me. Bless your heart, bless your soul. Thank you so very much for that. I appreciate that so much. Don't forget too, if you don't want to do Patreon because you're against Patreon or whatever, and you want to subscribe here on Twitch, you can do that. There are also different tiers of subscription levels. I do not have special emotes for those, but the different tiers give different reward levels to the actual streamer themselves. So there are higher tiers. I'll try to create some emotes that are special for the higher tiers for people, to see if that's something that they would like to have. If you have any suggestions for awesome emotes for the higher tiers, I will definitely throw some in there as well. So, but enough of all that self-promotion stuff. Thank you guys for sitting through that. Thank you guys for putting up with all that stuff. And thank you for those of you who do take the time to support me. If you want to ask me a question in the chat, please type an @jchensor in there, so it'll be a lot easier for me to see out there. So I will be able to see your questions a lot easier. Man of Peerless Might asked me how I've been, how Frosty been to you. Frosty was amazing. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. Boats and Joe's ask, will we finally see that Guile versus Ryu matchup? Yes, that is a great one. That is a great, I'm going to put that in my notes to make sure that I do not forget to do that, because that is definitely something that I want to demonstrate, because it's such an important example of how fighting games work, and probably one of the best examples of all time in terms of teaching fighting games. The Super Turbo Guile versus Ryu match is such an important lesson on how fighting games work. And I will do a whole episode just analyzing that matchup, so you'll see why it's so important and how almost every fighting game relates to that, and how almost every fighting game is played at that level in some sort of fashion. I know a lot of people are a big fan of the vector, the attack vectors episode I've done. I'm going to try to do the hit confirms and stuff like that. If you've gone back and looked at any of my old first attack videos on YouTube and they're not playing, or their aspect ratio is all messed up or whatever like that, and you really want me to redo a brand new one of those, definitely let me know on DMs here on Twitch, here on Twitter. Twitter's probably the best place to send me those kind of DMs. Let me know that, or just that's probably the easiest way to get to me, to be honest with you. But let's see here, some other questions. So St. Cola says, how the hell do I avoid getting sick before commentary? My number one advice to you is to take multivitamins every day. St. Cola, take multivitamins every day. Ever since I started taking a multivitamin every day, my rate of sickness has dropped considerably. I've just, in general, been more healthy. I do not eat a lot of vegetables, so I try to make sure I make up for it with a multivitamin. So I do take a multivitamin every single day, and that helps a lot. That really, really honestly helps a lot. It's made a big difference. See here, other questions. Did you cap top 3 of Battle for the Grid at Frosty's? I did not, you is stupid. But if you link it to me, send it to me somewhere, maybe I'll actually do a Chen reaction episode where I just sit down and watch that. Should be a lot of fun. Power Rangers is really good now. They've done a good job with it. What do I think the chances for Biken and Ramlethal to join Guilty Gear StrIVe? That's going to be an interesting one, because plot-wise, I don't know. I hope they bring back some of those characters. I would love to see Ramlethal back, so I think Ramlethal would be an interesting character design, because she already had the punch kick chain thing, right? She was already about just punch kick chains, and slash and hard slash were kind of like separated from a lot of things. So she would actually kind of fit, and I would really like to see them make sure they acknowledge the characters from that game and continue to bring back characters from there. I don't want to see the situation where none of them come back. I think that would be really cool. Night Slash asks, what fighting game storylines are you looking forward to most at EvoJapan? I really want to see how Smash goes, although it is the same weekend as another major Smash tournament here in America's Genesis, I believe it is, so it'll be a little kind of messed up. We're not going to have like all the best players there, so it's actually going to be kind of a wonky storyline, to be honest with you, but this is going to be the first major tournament with all of the changes in, this is going to be the first big, like, gigantic Street Fighter V tournament with all the Japanese players, with a lot of the American players for the new season of Street Fighter V. So all of the theorizing, all the postulating, all the Rashid V-Skill 2 is going to be so good, etc., etc. I'm even willing to make a bet that when we see Rashid on stream, we are probably going to see 80% or more of V-Skill 1 and not V-Skill 2. I think the amount of V-Skill 2 that we're going to see of Rashid is going to be very low. That's my personal guess, but that's the way it works. So, what is this breaking news here? Practical TAS tweets out, EvoJapan first place prize converted to USD. Street Fighter V, $9,000. Tekken 7, $9,000. BB Tag, Samurai Showdown, Soul Calibur 6, $4,500. And Smash Ultimate, a Pro Controller? Is that really true? Or is that just a joke? Oh no, nothing. They get nothing. There's just nothing there. It's not a Pro Controller. It's literally nothing. Oh, it's been updated to prize for Smash will be announced later. There you go. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. So prizes for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will be announced later. So what that might mean is that they're actually trying to get Nintendo to donate something for prizes. And if they can actually do that, that would be amazing, because that might be one of the first times Nintendo's actually like donated a decent prize money. But seriously, they need to have a big pool for that game, because that game had like over 3,000 some entrants already. So it is a big leap. Yeah. I'm just trying to be optimistic. That's all. That's all. They're gonna donate a wave bird. What new interesting things do you think StrIVe might offer veterans over XX and Xrd? Just a very different way to play, right? So here's the thing. Because of the fact that the air recovery is very different, because of the fact that the ground teching it makes it so that it seems like it's a little harder to get Oki and stuff like that, I think what this game will actually offer veterans is just more of that neutral kind of game, less reliant, because the thing about the other Guilty Gear games is that the neutral is so crazy because of the way the air movement works and all the options and everything like that, that you have to be rewarded. A lot of characters knock you down and throw something on top of you, and then you have to deal with it to give them free meaty. They added blitz rejection to try to stop that, but people have figured out a way how to dash back and still have meaty, so the rejection doesn't quite work, etc., etc. There's a lot of stuff like that in there, but by playing this game, I think that there's going to be a little bit more of this interesting kind of nuanced neutral game, which might be interesting, which might not be for them, which might not be great at all. You know, I'm not saying that these Guilty Gear players don't understand it, but, you know, it'll be kind of different that, you know, knockdowns maybe aren't necessarily as rewarded as much as they were before. And so they're going to have to kind of have a slightly different mindset. You know, the thing about in other Guilty Gear games, you know, if you watch it, when you play it, you know, you never feel like you're out of a match, because once you get them knocked down, you usually can start making the comeback, and the gut system really saves a lot of players a lot of times at low health. A lot of rounds go down to too low health because of kind of the way the gut system comes into play in the game. But, you know, there's going to be a lot of very different, subtle, nuanced things in Guilty Gear StrIVe, and I think it's going to be kind of interesting. So, like I said, I do feel like, you know, new Guilty Gear players should give it a chance, and even if it doesn't feel the same, try to play it for what it is. Try to play it for what it is. I remember talking to Ryan LV before MVCI came out, and he said, you know, he was at the top of his game. He was the best UMVC3 player. He was winning Evo and stuff, and I talked to him, and I was like, he was like, I want to get sponsored. I want to do all this stuff. I'm going to go big into MVCI. And the advice I gave him was like, MVCI is not going to play like anything that you want it to play like, right? You have to learn to approach the game from a new mindset. You have to learn to approach the game from a unique mindset and understand that it is a different game. It may not do what you're used to. It may not do what you liked about the old game. That doesn't make it wrong. Look at it with an open mind and learn to adapt to it and play and understand the different kind of subtlety and nuances that these little or big game mechanic changes can bring to you, because those kind of things are important as well. Those definitely are things that you want to pay attention to. So definitely learn the subtleties of new systems and stuff like that. So let me see something here. Japan prize. The mystery Street Fighter V update happened already, Hellfire, and it did nothing like we were all expecting it to. So, let me see here. Do I want Ramlethal back? I'm trying to go through some of the questions that I missed up here. Let's see here. How do I avoid getting sick? Commentary. I just want to write all this stuff down so I can type it in on my YouTube a lot easier. I will go through the Alpha Series, Man of Peerless Might. That is definitely planning to come back as well. That is definitely something that's coming back. Where's the CPS 1-2 combo vid you mentioned at Street Fighter V Top 8? I don't remember which one that is. I like your rain. Can you give me a little bit more context of what I said? I forgot. So Baby Best Friend says, you think Darkstalkers will come back in 2020 now that Skrull Girls devs are interested? It's really gonna be hard. It's not one of those things that it's just like, oh yeah, here you go. Like, I really kind of, that's probably a big pipe dream. LabZero and Darkstalkers, probably a pipe dream. Probably not gonna happen, but if it does happen, Mike Z, if you hear me, if you get to work on Darkstalkers and you don't hire me right away, there will be fisticuffs, okay? There will be fisticuffs. There will be an angry James Chen. There will be an angry James Chen for sure. How do I feel about Capcom releasing a new alpha game? I don't think that's necessary. I don't want them to do that. I don't want them to dilute the brand too much, right? They tried with Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I don't think it worked very well. Look, have their devs work on the netcode. You know, I mean, not another one. So, okay, cool. I got that from you. The Battle for the Grid thing over there. Maybe we'll go over it in a future episode. Maybe we'll watch it in another episode just to kind of give it a little bit of support so other people can watch to see what Battle for the Grid looks like. Do events like Evo CEO, Frosty go in the black or the red? This is an interesting topic here. So I'm pretty sure events like Combo Breakers, most of those events, like I'm pretty sure Evo makes money. I'm sure CEO makes money. I can't be confident Combo Breaker makes money, and I kind of doubt Frosty's makes money, right? But here's the thing, right? Even as much as they are making, I don't think people realize it's probably a lot less they're making than you'd like to think. The amount of money that people have to spend for a lot of stupid things. I was talking to one of the Frosties TOs, and he was just telling me about stuff that they have to pay for, all these dumb things that they have to do. I know Rick is going through a lot of crazy things as well that he has to pay for and stuff like that. Like, you don't realize how expensive these events are. Everyone's got this message now that, oh, if you sell out enough hotel rooms, the ballroom's free, so that means everything is profit. You know, someone's putting together those stages, those tables, and everything like that. You're paying, have all these volunteers doing all this stuff. You need to have union people putting together all these things for you. So you got to pay them union prices and everything like that. Evo 2004, 2005, one of the ones that was at Cal Poly Pomona, we saw that they had something at the top that they could spotlight. There was a spotlight. And so we just wanted to throw some schmuck up there to use the spotlight and spotlight the players, because Evo back then, we did intros where the player would be introduced and they would walk in through the crowd and come up to the stage and everything like that. And so we wanted just to have the spotlight on them, and we couldn't use the spotlight because we weren't allowed to throw a schmuck up there. It had to be a union person, and it was going to cost a ton of money just to have the guy operate the spotlight for people to get up there. So people don't understand what the costs are like with these kind of events. It's crazy. It's crazy. So right. Interesting. Eli, again, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those, so Combo Breaker is in the black. Rick has said so publicly. Okay, but I don't know how much he was nervous about growing it. Right, exactly. So he's probably not making a ton of money. Not making a ton of money off of that thing. So if he is making money, Probably not a lot. And the thing about it is, can you even be mad that they're like, we should be happier if we hear these events are actually making a decent amount of money, because that means they can grow and do bigger things year after year. If we all feel like, oh, they shouldn't be making any money because they should be putting it all back in to the players and everything like that, you know, I mean, like, they've got to pay a lot of money for a lot of these things, and it would be nice if the TOs and judges and all those people could make money and everything, can actually earn money. Evo only just started paying their judges last year, largely probably because I was talking about how much I thought it was actually kind of a nice deal that they got all this free shit and everything, and then people, oh my god, they jumped down my throat on that one. And so I think the Evo staff was probably like, let's just pay the TO, let's pay the judges. And so, you know, these events, you know, like, them making money is a good thing because hopefully they can help everybody else. Now, obviously, there's the whole argument against trickle down, like trickle down FGC, probably not really going to happen much, but we still are very much grassroots. We aren't a bunch of capitalists, venture capitalists and stuff like that. I don't think Rick is going to be the kind of guy who's like, I must hoard my money and not give it to the people. Like, that's not, I can't even see Rick being that way, right? Like, I don't even, so I'm thinking right now, at least for the FGC, as long as we remain as grassroots where we are, I think we're doing good. I think we're doing fine. So Eli Hendricks asks, just imagine doing Guilty Gear lobbies again, but in StrIVe with good netcode and crossplay. Oh, don't do that to me, Eli. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. If I remember correctly, you said you have a combo video for the CPS2 games. Man, I wish I remember what I was talking about. I like your raincoat. Bleh. I completely forgot what that was. I completely forgot what it was. I'm so sorry. I apologize, raincoat, that I can't even remember what it is. So, but yeah, one of the things, so Investigation Cone says, from what I heard he say, they're like a single bad year from folding. They have to front in advance titanic amounts of cash. That's another thing too. They go deep in the hole starting right now, and then hopefully get it back plus a bit more after the event. Yes, that is absolutely true, Investigation Cone. That's basically what happens. And a lot of people don't even realize, too, when the Cannons were running EVO 2002, 2000, 2001, 2002, they were in the red every year. They sold the DVDs afterwards to try to make the money back, and usually they didn't. And in fact, like most EVOs, like they maybe have walked away with maybe $100 profit. It wasn't even until after Street Fighter 4, I think, that EVO finally started not being in the red. I think they were in the red all the way probably till EVO 2010, 2011, or something like that, and Street Fighter 4 was a big reason for that. So the Cannons had been running that thing in the red for a very, very long time. So for them to actually start making some money, I know, you know, look, Wizard works hard on EVO. He works hard all year round. And so for him making money on EVO, I mean, I think he deserves that as well, right? I mean, I know Wizard, some people out there aren't his biggest fan and everything like that. But, you know, he still helps put together a very strong tournament. So I think that's very important. Do you think Punk will get another sponsor? Of course he will. He'll get another sponsor, no problem, real fast. But the thing about it is, he'll probably get offers, a lot of offers, and he should reject most of those offers. He should make sure that he gets a good team. Now, those are very rare, and those are very sparse, but he's a good person to grab. Now, the hardest part is the thing that will be going against him the most right now is that fighting games are not exactly a hot commodity when it comes to sponsorships right now. A lot of companies are dropping fighting game players because it's just, how do you profit? Like, how does that work? How do you sponsor a player and how do you make money? People haven't figured that out yet. In fact, I was talking to somebody who is at Reciprocity, and they were just like, we did not want to drop him. We love him to death and everything like that, but it's just these decisions have to be made and it sucks and everything like that. And, you know, I talked to Accelerate Gaming, you know, the team run by Alicia X Life, and, you know, I was talking to them about it, and, you know, just talk to them how hard it is. That's why they had slides at Frosty Faustings, and I kept saying on the stream every time the slide comes out, like, I'm not just about just reading the slide, right? I'm like, seriously, like, Alicia and her team do amazing things. They sponsor players in games like Soul Calibur and stuff like this. And the only way they can probably, you know, make that work is if you go to their store at axlmerch.com and buy stuff from them and support them to support the players, right? It's a really weird thing. I don't think people have quite figured out how to do it exactly right yet, but it's a tough situation sponsoring players. I mean, honestly, you know, as much as it sucks to say this, you have to sometimes ask what's in it for those sponsors, right? There has to be a reason why they're sponsoring players, and they've got to get something out of it, right? Not every team takes parts of the winnings either. That's not a guaranteed thing. Some teams don't even just do that, right? So for me, Punk is a no-brainer to sign. He's going to be an easy person to sign. It's just, is there a company out there that can, one, treat him the way he deserves to be treated? Because Punk is a premier player, okay? He is a premier player. He is someone you are going to be seeing in grand finals for very many years at this point in time, unless he just quits, right? He's going to be good. And so Punk himself cannot just pick any old sponsor and go, thank you guys for paying for my hotel and travel. He deserves more than that kind of thing. So it's a combination of things of Punk has to find a sponsor that will treat him properly, what he deserves for the talent level that he has. And then the sponsor has to be strong enough to be able to find a way to support him and not scam him and not have these kind of situations where they kind of mess him up and everything like that. So do I like sweet potatoes? Yes, I like sweet potatoes very much. I cried on the Chen reaction stream a few weeks ago. Hey, what's good, bro? I don't want to do it again. I hate it when that happens because I don't like it. So there you go. But what's up? Hey, what's good, bro? Dark Angel Zakai. Shout outs to you guys. My Man of Peerless Mind, IMAX Mouse. IKEA, thanks for jumping in here as well. Investigation Cone, Jalapeno Bomber, The Closer 6. I like your raincoat bit. Still Skinny, Killer Instinate, I guess it is. DRM37, Malice XO. Shout outs to all you guys also coming in here and hanging out and contributing to the conversation over here. IKEA asks, do you think Street Fighter 6 will see an Evo bigger than 2016? Depends. Capcom has a lot to make up for. If they let 6 bake, if 6 can come out on the level of quality that Resident Evil 2, Devil May Cry 5, and Monster Hunter are coming out at. If that game comes out and the love, and it looks like it is getting the same kind of love and treatment, and they're doing something extremely exceptional, it could definitely be that way. But we all have very, very valid reasons of being cautious right now to see what happens, right? So Street Fighter V was not a good launch. They know that, and it was kind of a disappointing situation. So Street Fighter 6 is not guaranteed to be anything huge or anything like that, because they really have a lot to make up for. Yeah, they should definitely put priority on the netcode. They definitely should. So, actually, it wasn't 5,000 men at final round. It was 5,000 at Evo. Final round was still like over 1,000 or somewhere close to 2,000, which was like way bigger than anything that they had seen before. So it was still big, but Evo was the one that got 5,000 people. Any other questions here? Is any other questions here for the AskJCHENSOR section here? Else, we'll probably end the AskJCHENSOR section, and I'll probably just move on to play a game, or I might have to just start packing for my Japan trip. How's the wife? trying to think of a clever way to answer this question. I don't even know how I can answer this question. I'm trying to think of a snarky way to respond to this, but I don't have a snarky way. Street Fighter 6 launch roster with 26 characters. Okay, there you go. David is doing fine. That is a great answer, Peter0611. Best thing about Japan, honestly, is the cleanliness. I think that's one of my favorite things about Japan. It's like every time I think about going to Japan and I just think about how clean it is in Japan, like it's a very comfortable feeling. It's a very comfortable feeling in there. And, you know, because the reason why I say the cleanliness over everything else, because it pervades to everything, right? The restaurants are clean. Their 7-Elevens are immaculate. I took a dump in a bathroom in an arcade in Japan, and I wasn't disgusted. I was not grossed out. And it was ridiculous. It had the jet spray and everything, the heated seats and everything, dude. Like, seriously, like, it's crazy. It's so crazy how clean it is over there. And I say that because it pervades over everything. Their subways are clean. Their streets are clean. People don't throw trash anywhere and everything like that. And it just makes the quality of living there very, very nice. It makes it nice, and it affects every part of your life. When you're there the first time, you don't realize how nice it would be to live in a world where everything is clean. It's actually really crazy. I don't know if I'll hang out with MajinObama. I would like to talk with him and chill with him and stuff like that. So, but most of the time when I've been to Japan, I haven't really had the chance to hang out with him all that much. MajinObama is, in case you guys don't know, which would be a shame, he's one of the guys with Juna who runs Fighting Tuesday. He does a lot of the commentary for events over in Asia, does a lot of wonderful things. He is so good on commentary for the lore of the Japanese players. He knows where they're all from. For us in the US, it's like, here comes Japanese player, and he's going up against this guy from, you know, South Florida who's done this and blah, 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 blah. But like MajinObama has that knowledge for all the players in Japan. Yeah, he comes from, you know, eastern side Japan. And so he's actually considered kind of a rival of the western Japan over here. So, you know, this group of, he has that knowledge of the Japanese players. And it's so fantastic. Super hype. Really energetic guy. Love his commentary. He has done a lot of great things in Japan as well. So shout outs to MajinObama, doing a lot of great things. Over there. I did not get a chance to play StrIVe myself. I watched a little bit of it, but I did not get a chance to play it myself. The line was a little too long. I didn't have any long periods enough time where I could actually sit down and actually stand in the line and wait for my chance to play. I didn't want to jump in line. I don't want to be that guy, you know. And I knew the guy who was watching over the booth, but I didn't want to be the guy to be like, let me cut in line because I'm James Chen, you know what I mean? Because then obviously with that VIP treatment, I would automatically love Guilty Gear StrIVe already, right? So I don't want to do that kind of thing. So, all right. So, let's see here. Any other questions here? In the chat? We are at 6 o'clock here. So what I might do then is... do I have enough time to play anything right now on stream? Or do I just want to go ahead and call it a night? Just make sure that I'm packed up for Japan. And if I pack up early and finish early, maybe I'll stream some Teppen later tonight or something like that instead. So what I could do right now is I could take a little time, make sure I have everything all set up and ready to go. My flight is very early tomorrow morning, heading out to Japan. And, oh wait, here we go. Be real, James. Under what scenario would I hate StrIVe? Under what scenario would I hate StrIVe? That's a really good question. What could StrIVe do that would actually make me see it and go, I am not gonna play this game at all. Probably, I mean, honestly, if all the characters end up playing too similarly, that's one. Because Guilty Gear is known for being having a strong variety. If all the characters are too similar suddenly, I probably wouldn't play it. If I know a lot of people are going to say delay netcode and stuff like that, I'm not even going to say that. So, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be playing Tekken 7 right now, right? It's the way it is. If that was the case, I wouldn't be playing Samurai Showdown right now. I still want to play these games and have fun. Yeah, if everybody played too similarly, if maybe there was one character that was just way too strong and they don't patch it and fix it and it just stays that way, if it's like horribly imbalanced at this point, let me think. If Zato ends up being top tier, no, I'm just kidding. We don't even know if Zato's in the game, to be honest with you. Right. But yeah, that's probably it right now. Any old characters I really want to see return in StrIVe? You're talking about like ones that weren't in Exerd? Like, I think it would be cool to bring Bridget back. Abba would be really cool to bring back. Angie would be nice to see again. Obviously, I want Johnny. I want my waifu in the game. I want Johnny in the game, for sure. Bringing back original Baiken would be cool, because since they changed the system, maybe they could bring Baiken back to how she used to be. My verdict on the cross-up, I haven't had a chance to use it all that much to try playing Tekken with it. I've played it. I like a lot of the things about it. There's definitely a lot about the button placement that I need to tell them about. I need to mention to them. I mean, if StrIVe comes out with the characters that have just been announced so far, it'll be Potemkin again, Tap 2 GG. It'll just be Potemkin is in, so... Yes, my waifu is Johnny. My waifu is Johnny in Guilty Gear. Look, if anybody could, find me, like, an actual giant figure of Johnny, like I have of a lot of my other people over there, like, I will definitely cuddle that Johnny statue to sleep, dude. Like, seriously. You would definitely, I would definitely cuddle that thing to sleep, so... what's the appeal? What are you talking about, Peter061? Are you talking about the cross-up? Are you talking about the cross-up? Oh, what's the appeal to Johnny? I love the misfiner cancel execution requirement to him, and he's just one of the coolest looking guys. I mean, he's just badass. Like, I love his personality. I love his attitude. I just like the way that he's kind of like this, like leader of this pirates, but it's kind of this big dork, but he's badass at the same time. So I just really like that. So on Faustvor, you mean where he just eats you and stuff like that? What guest characters would I like to see appear in StrIVe? I don't want any guest characters in Guilty Gear, to be honest with you. I think it's fine how it is. If you are going to put a guest character in there, it would have to be something... It would have to be a Darkstalkers character. That's the only kind of character. I would like Arxis to put a guest Darkstalkers in there so they could prove what a Darkstalkers character would look like. Who would I want them to put in there? I would want them to put in Anakaris, or I'd want them to put in Bishamon, or I'd want them to put in Lord Raptor. Because those are three of my absolute favorite characters from the Darkstalkers series. If anyone can find me giant statues of those characters too, please let me know, because I would love that as well. I've scoured Japan. I haven't found any of them. They don't make them. They just don't make them. Like, those three characters would be amazing to see. Bishamon, not as much, because they wouldn't have as much to prove technicality-wise. I just think Bishamon would fit in there as a weapon fighter. But Anakaris and Lord Raptor, like, that would be them being able to show the kind of crazy things they could put in the game, and having characters that stretch, and having characters that have transforming legs, and giant elbow bones that come out at people, and ribs and stuff like that. That would be really interesting to see how they wanted to do. So Harada wanted more again. Well, that's probably where Eliza came from. It's probably where Eliza came from. Shoutouts to Mares 103. Suck my nuts, Mares 103. Hope you know the inside joke. So this Johnny that you're about to link me, Flashy Flash, I'm pretty sure I know this one. Yep, that is one of the gachas. That is a gashapon. That thing is about this big. It's the only Johnny figure that has ever existed. It is not very detailed. And it's not the greatest quality either. There's a giant series. There's a decent series of those figures, but it's not that really good. Yeah, actually, Shinko would be a great one to put in there as well. Shinko would be super, super good. Dude, that's the thing that bothers me, Peter0611. It made me mad. Well, I mean, obviously right now it doesn't matter to me because I can't afford any statues anymore. But back when I was buying all sorts of gaming statues, my God, like if there was, thank you, Investigation Code, suck my nuts, Investigation Code. If they actually made the statues of a lot of those characters, like I really wanted a Bishamon. I really wanted Johnny. Like if you just got Johnny old 6H, where he does the sword swing, and this hand comes up with the pinky up like this and everything like that. And if you just had a 6H Johnny statue, like, dude, I almost commissioned someone to do that. There was someone who would actually try to commission statues out there. I almost tried to commission someone to make a Johnny 6H statue for me, just because I could not find one at all. Because Japan doesn't make figures of dudes. That's just how it works. The only guys that you can find from fighting games that have figures are made by Pop Culture Shock because they're a US company. I have the Soul statue. I actually bought the Soul statue when they made it, Flashy Flash. That was one of the last statues I managed to get before I lost my job, was the Soul statue. I have it. It's a sick statue. It's really nice. But you can't find them. Like I can't get a freaking Bishamon. I can't get a Raptor, a Zabel Zarak. One of the freaking coolest characters. Like you give me Zabel Zarak just like standing there like with like ribs like shooting out of him and everything, and he's just like with the little wormy fingers and stuff like that. You give me an Acarus that's like, you know, stretching an arm out like this and stuff, like looking really intimidating and stuff like that. It would be really, really cool, dude. Be really, really sick. Yeah, are the major characters. Yes, only the primary characters like Ryu. Like you'll see Ryu, you'll see Soul, you'll see Kai, but you don't make they don't make any of the other characters. They just don't exist, dude. They just don't exist, and it makes me sad. Oh yeah, there's that 6H animation, dude. That 6H animation is just so sick, dude. That's like such a great picture. Can you imagine having that statue with just like the hat covering his head like this, but then if you look at the statue from under, you could see his face and you could actually see his expression on there and everything like that. Just give him this big old like shit-eating smirk on his face while he's doing the 6H, like with the shades on and stuff like that. That'd be the sickest thing everywhere. That'd be the sickest thing, dude. That'd be so sick. Oh man. But yep, that's just the truth of it. What Hostia and Flashy Flash says, like, just people just don't buy them. So that's the problem. So there you go. But I know, dude, people like to talk about me and my statues and stuff like that. That's like the #1 Attack James comment these days is me and my statues. So, you know, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, statues are expensive and they aren't mass produced, so that's the hardest thing. But if there's no other questions, I'll probably call it a night, and what I'll probably do is, like I said, pack for Japan. If I get done early enough and I have some free time, I'll probably play some Tekken on stream later today. Just want to see how much further I can jump through the grind right now. I've already become champion. I've already jumped up to 1,700 points, which is always where I average. I just get up to 1,700 points, and then I just get stuck there, and then I get to 1750, then back to 1600, then 1700, then 1750, and I can never actually get into that top 10,000. So let's see, maybe I can try to do that a little bit later on today. So, oh, thanks, Ryan. Thank you. Now that I know that it's you, so oh, dang, nice. Yep, grabbing those multivitamins, dude. They work very well. So multivitamins, like I said, they made a major change. Like, distinctly, I would get sick a lot. I got sick a lot. Then I started taking multivitamins, and there is no coincidence that after I started taking that, they definitely made it so that I didn't get sick as much anymore. And that's super, super important. So, and that makes a big difference too. And it's interesting too, because you would think I would get sick a lot, because I'm at these tournaments all the time. I'm shaking hands, I'm touching headphones, I'm doing this stuff. I also chew my nails, okay? I chew my nails. So either I've vaccinated myself from common cold, or I just have a pretty decent immune system. And I know my immune system was really terrible a long time ago until I started taking the multivitamins. So there you go. But yep, anyhow, thanks guys for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night now. Like I said, I might be back for some Teppen later on. We'll see what happens. I can't promise anything. I'm going to see if I can pack up for Japan. Got a lot of stuff. Got to make sure you bring everything. And since I'm going to be there for over a week, I got to make sure I have as many supplies as I can. Hopefully I don't run out of underwear while I'm over there. Or have access to a washing machine or something like that. But in any case, yeah, I know, right? Hi. Just in time. Hi. Oh, super cute. Hi, kitty. I feel so bad. I was just gone this weekend and I'm back home one whole day. And then I gotta leave again. And I have to leave my cats again. I don't want to leave my cats again. Not for a week. I don't want to leave my cats for a week. I don't want to leave you guys for another week. I have a person who I hire to look after my cats. Him and his wife, fiance, girlfriend, I'm never really sure. They run a pet sitting service. They're part of the fighting game community. So I can definitely trust them. Looks wholesome, but Nathan is kind of struggling a little bit. I can feel him pushing a little bit. Alright, there you go. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, I know. I wanted to make sure Arcadium owns you money. I'll pay you, Mr. Henry. If he owes you money, I'll pay you then instead of paying him. Oh, man. Any case, thanks guys for tuning in. Yeah, I wanted to stream once this week just to make sure that I kept the streams going, to let you guys know that I'm still alive, and to let you know that I probably won't be able to stream for the rest of January. But until I'm back from Japan, me and David might try to do a Ghetto Tuesday show from Japan or something like that. We'll see what happens. But until then, peace out, have a good night, and I will see you guys maybe later tonight for some Teppen. But otherwise, I will see you guys here soon. Again, if you guys appreciate the commentary, if you guys appreciate the content that I create, Patreon, subscribes, bits, donations, all that stuff like that, it's very much appreciated. Have a good night, and peace out. Good night, and good luck.